So Tao is a Chinese philosophy that combines aspects of yin and yang to create a path or a lifestyle that's in harmony with the universe. And my take on Taoism is that the universe is full of these little truths that are floating around, and they bump into us from time to time, and we're supposed to take these truths and work them into our lives so that we can have a nice even path through the universe. So with that said, I'm about to introduce you to the very first installment of the Tao according to Grumpy G. So these little universal truths that float around that are supposed to guide our life, most people don't pay attention to them. That they are ignored by most people, and we can see that in the fact that people do things over and over again, expecting different results. That's what the Tao of Grumpy G is. The Tao of Grumpy G is an attempt to point these little truths out to you, so that you don't go making the same mistakes over and over and over. This Tao of Grumpy G is going to be a little bit longer because I went through and I explained that what Taoism is and stuff. So the very first Tao of Grumpy G. Let's see. What do you want to be on? What do we want? Let's make it about compliance, because we've been hearing a lot about compliance. You gotta comply with this and you gotta comply with that. Well, the thing about compliance is that the people that want us to comply with their wishes usually don't have our best interest in mind. In fact, of recent, it hasn't been about our best interest. It's been about somebody else's interests and what they want to happen. So these petty tyrants in our life, they demand compliance. And I'm not talking about just like the big picture, like the Hitlers and the Maos and the Stalins of the world. I'm talking about that person in your life that demands you do stuff on their behalf and not on your behalf. So the basic Grumpy G Tao about compliance is that nobody has ever complied their way from underneath tyranny. Now, we all know what tyranny is. We know it when we see it. Some of us embrace it and want to be the tyrant, and others want to pretend it doesn't exist, and they go along and they comply with what the tyrants want. And then there's those of us that will not comply. We take a stand. We're taking a stand, and we won't comply. Now, whether it's on a personal level or it's on a geopolitical level, whether you comply or not is a personal decision. The big question that comes from not complying is, what are you willing to give up? We all know it's right. We all know it's wrong. We need to start living by it. Thanks, Milo.